What's up? Thanks for tuning in to day 10 of my water fast. So, I want to talk about something dirty, scary, nasty, and that is parasites. Parasites, they're they're mofos, okay? And the freaky part is that 85% of North Americans have parasites. So you may be walking around with these little buggers in your intestines, your small and large intestine, your colon, in your body, in your brain. There are so many different ways that they, you know, were in different parts of your body that they live. And you unknowingly are feeding them. And our diet, they love it. You know, the SAD diet, the standard American diet, is the choice food for parasites. Now, how do you get parasites? They can come from not properly cooking your meat, your fish. They can come from fruits, from vegetables. They can come from your beloved family member pet. Humans can transfer certain parasites to one another, and contaminated water can give you parasites. And what I hate the most, every summer, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes can easily give humans parasites. So, if you're a person like me who loves to do international travel, you put yourself at a higher risk. And I developed a parasite when I was in India, in Goa specifically. And I remember the exact date because of when I went to get my standard, every 6 months. Sometimes I leave it for every year to get my blood tested from my naturopathic doctor. And I didn't tell her that I traveled. She took my blood sample and she said to me, did you travel to Asia? And I'm like, yeah, I went to Hong Kong, China, and India. And then she's just like, you have a parasite that is specifically from Asia. And I was just like, whoa, okay. So I started to really think, when could I have possibly gotten it? The day I was in Mumbai for not long with my girlfriends, and we went to Goa and we stayed there for a week. There was a day when we were in Goa, I remember it was the first day I was in Goa. We went to a really nice restaurant. It was a fancy restaurant. They had amazing food. I loved it. I pigged out royally on the meat, the chicken, and the desserts. The ras malai. I ate that a lot. And, I felt fine. I felt good. Got back to the hotel room, which I was sharing with my beautiful blonde friend. And she was using the washroom, and I just had a rumbling in my belly, and I just went pew right into the washroom. It didn't matter that she was there. There was nothing I could do at that moment. I couldn't hold back anything. And to my horror, and to her horror, I evacuated in front of her. Sounds and everything. And the sound effects were loud. Highly embarrassing. I was so humbled, and needless to say, it brought us closer together. I have never been put in a situation where I was exposed like that to another female, and this memory will forever be etched in my mind, unfortunately. So I actually got over that sickness. I went to the washroom maybe just like a couple of times at night. It wasn't like something that happened for hours. It didn't ruin my trip in India. Guess what? The very next day, I was amazing. Back to normal health. I was pigging out in India, enjoying all the amazing sights of India and having a blast. So I recovered quickly, and I continued to eat like a pig while I was in India. So I came back to Canada thinking I was perfectly fine. I didn't go to the doctor right away. It took me a couple of, it could have been a couple of weeks or a couple of months till, because I can't remember, this happened literally about 2.5 years ago. Could have been 3 years ago that this incident happened. I'm going to say 2.5 years ago. And yeah, I was shocked that my doctor was telling me this. But just to be on the safe side, she recommended a Parasite Cleanser, which had a mixed bag of herbs that I was to take on, and she put me on a strict diet where I couldn't have any sugar, no fruit as well. And I also went to the doctor to get a comprehensive stool study to make sure that I was being given correct information and I wasn't just going to dish out money for no reason. So, and yes, it came out positive that I did have a parasite. I could have taken the prescription medication that the doctor was recommending. I did not. I usually don't like using pharmaceutical drugs because usually they just cover up symptoms, and I prefer to get to the root of the problem opposed to covering it up. So, and anyways, it's a lot of people claim that when they had parasites, they had better results from going the natural way opposed to taking pharmaceuticals. So that is what I did. I used herbs like black walnut, hulls, cloves, and wormwood, garlic, apple cider vinegar with cayenne pepper. But I did all of those things, but I also did a water fast. You can do a parasite cleanser without doing a water fast. I wanted to starve these mofos out and purge it out. That is why I did a water fast. And water fasting is a great way of purging out because you are not giving them any food, which that is how they're surviving in your body, is they're getting nourished by your food. So it just made sense to me. I, stop eating. I'm going to have fuel. My body's going to switch to ketosis. It will eat away stuff to give me energy, but they won't have what they need to live. So if you have a lot of parasites, it is going to be difficult the first few days to do the water fast because they are going to be hungry and they're going to give you the sensations of wanting to eat. So it's something, it's a huge test of willpower when you're dealing with parasites, but you can do it. It is possible. So I said 85% of North Americans have parasites and they don't know it. What are some symptoms? I don't know all the symptoms. There's 100 different symptoms and there's 100 different types of parasites that you can get. So I'm just going to dish out a few. I will also put a link in the description of another video you can check out that has some information on parasites if you want to check that out. I think it's short, it's straight to the point, and it's helpful knowledge. So knowledge is power when you implement it. I'm going to say, don't listen to me, don't listen to anybody else. Do your own research, right? That's when you read, you check out webinars, seminars, and you expand your knowledge. It's upgrading your brain. That's the way you add new and better software to your mind. So do your due diligence, investigate, listen to your gut. Your intuition is usually a really great reference. So symptoms. chronic fatigue, irritable bowel syndrome. And if you did develop irritable bowel syndrome and you didn't have it before, were you traveling? Did you come back from an international, another country and develop this automatically? Did you get diarrhea on your vacation? Because that could have been when you got it. So do your detective work. And did you develop a rash after you came back from traveling? Itchy skin is a huge symptom. The rashes can appear anywhere, in a thigh, on your face, acne, itchy anus. It's a huge symptom of having parasites. Issues with your nose, anxiety, hormonal issues, because these parasites can affect your emotions as well. They can cause you to feel depressed. They can cause you to feel extremely hungry, a voracious hunger. And a huge symptom is if you're constantly eating, you're constantly grazing throughout the day and you don't seem to ever reach a point where you're satisfied. You're feeding those parasites. Those parasites are eating your food, and that's why you're not getting nourished. They're taking all your nutrients, all your minerals and vitamins so that they can survive, and then you're left hungry and you keep on eating. You're just thinking, wow, you're disappointed in yourself. You feel, depressed. You're just like, I don't know why I can't control myself. Why do I need to binge eat? Why am I like this? Well, parasites, possibly. 85% of people have it. So go to the doctor, get a comprehensive stool test, and go get your blood tested. They can check through a hair follicle. There are different ways, but a comprehensive stool study will let them know whether or not you have a parasite. And I would highly recommend, if you did some international traveling, even if before you're showing any symptoms, just, what's the harm of you going to the doctor and asking? Just saying, I went to Asia, I went to an island, and I want to make sure I didn't bring anything that's going to give me negative symptoms later on. So there are tons of symptoms out there. Even if you have like bad digestion, a lot of gas, and it just kind of came all of a sudden type of thing, you don't need to live with these things. You can clean yourself. It's about keeping good hygiene outside and in, very important. Be conscious of what you're eating and putting in your mouth. Make sure you're properly cooking your foods at the proper temperatures. Make sure you clean your fruits and vegetables. So, highly important. Get a filter, a good filter for your water. Get your pets checked. So, sorry, I almost felt like I was going to sneeze there. Another thing that's extremely helpful, and if you can do it in combination with water fasting, even more beneficial, and that is doing a coffee enema if you have parasites. Will be really helpful to draw them out. And I was actually supposed to get an enema done today, and unfortunately, because of the snowstorm that we had today in the afternoon, my the lady who does the colon cleanse, she lost complete power at her establishment. So all her appointments had to get canceled, and she doesn't know if she's going to have her energy up and running tomorrow. So kind of sucks. I was really, really looking forward to that because I'm on my 10th day of my water fast. I should have done an enema by now. I should have started on the 3rd day of my fast. And yeah, now I'm on the 10th and waiting, because I've never done one at home. So knowledge is power when you implement it. So go out there, do your research, and I wanted to also say thank you to all you wonderful people who have been giving me tons of support through my social media, on my YouTube site, commenting. Thank you for your tips. I really appreciate it, and thank you for liking, and thank you for sharing, and subscribe for more videos, and stay tuned for tomorrow, where I have a really unique video coming to you tomorrow for my 11th day of my water fast. I'm not going to spoil it. You'll just have to check it out. So, thank you again. God bless.